In a remote village in the heart of Africa, there was a tale whispered only in hushed voices after dark. It was the story of the Whistling Man. No one knew his true name, only that he was once a man cursed for betraying his own blood. He had turned his back on his dying mother, leaving her to perish in the forest alone. In her final breath, she cursed him. "You will walk these lands forever, unseen but never unheard. Your whistle will be your doom." Since that day, villagers spoke of a lone, eerie whistle drifting through the air at night. It was neither joyful nor sad, just a slow, haunting melody. Those who heard it too closely never lived to tell the tale. One evening, a reckless young man named Kojo, visiting from the city, laughed at the old stories. "Superstition," he scoffed, as he sat with the elders by the fire. "A whistling ghost? What nonsense!" An old woman's eyes darkened. "Boy, do not mock what you do not understand," she warned. "If you hear the whistle, never answer it. Never whistle back." Kojo smirked. That night, as he walked back to his hut, the village was silent except for the sounds of crickets and the rustling leaves. Then, faint but clear, he heard it, the unmistakable sound of whistling, weaving through the trees. Kojo chuckled. "I'll play along," he muttered. He pursed his lips and whistled back. The night fell into complete silence. The insects stopped chirping. The air grew thick and cold. Then, from the shadows, the whistling returned louder, closer. A chill ran down Kojo's spine. He quickened his pace. The whistling followed. He broke into a run, his heart pounding. He reached his hut and slammed the door shut. The whistling stopped. For a moment, he exhaled in relief. But then tap, tap, tap a knock at the window. Slowly, trembling, Kojo turned his head. There, in the darkness, was a shadowy figure. The silhouette of a man, grinning. The last thing Kojo heard before the darkness swallowed him whole was the eerie sound of whistling right beside his ear. The next morning, the villagers found his hut empty. The only sign of him left behind was a single trail of footprints leading deep into the forest. And that night, the whistling returned.